Hi, my name is Nicholas. Welcome to this week's Yin practice. For today, a bolster will be handy. So if you don't have a bolster, then any kind of a plump, kind of firm cushion might work instead. And I'll invite you to get started in a butterfly shape. We'll be in a reclined butterfly. So you can come to lie down on the back, have your prop nearby. And then once you arrive, we'll take the soles of the feet together. I'm going to set up the bolster so that it lands somewhere underneath the knees, and then take the feet or the knees nice and wide apart. Find the version of this that feels best, and if you prefer not to use the bolster, that's fine too. Let's see if anything else needs a little adjustment, maybe some cushioning for the head. See where the arms feel the most comfortable as well, somewhere on the body or beside it. And then check in here, give your head a rock side to side. A little movement wherever else you might need it, and then when you're ready, you start to find your stillness in this shape. And from your stillness, start to check in with the body to see how it feels today. Notice your inhales and exhales. And before we move on to the next shape, see if you benefit from a little bit more time here. And when you do feel ready to move, you can reach down and help the knees back towards one another. And from here, slide your bolster out of the way, and then we'll bring the bolster between the knees, between the legs, however feels the most comfortable. Give the bolster just a squeeze, scoot the hips over to the left, and then bring the knees down towards the right for a supine twist. Now the bolster is here to make this feel more comfortable, so if this doesn't feel great, you might take the bolster underneath the knees. You can remove it all the way, or use it some other way. Find the arm expression you like best here. I'm going to take the arms up overhead. And if you choose to do the same, just make sure that the shoulders stay quiet. If you start to feel any pinching there, or if they start to go numb, then maybe a different arm expression. And before you unravel out of the pose, give the bolster just a little squeeze and start to bring the knees back up to center. Scoot the hips to midline, then over to the right a few inches. And then when you're ready, the knees can come down towards the left. Setting your second side up. If this side needs a different arm expression or support yourself a little differently, then go for it. As you're ready, settle into your twist. Notice especially that right side of the body. And before you exit, give your bolster a squeeze and slowly lift the legs back up to center. Scoot the hips to midline and then roll all the way down onto your right hand side. And take a pause here for a few deep breaths. Let the body settle. As you're ready with the support of the hands, making your way up towards the seat. And then from here, I'm going to bring the bolster out behind so that I can sit on it. You are also welcome to use a different prop that you prefer. Maybe it's a soft block or something like that. We're going to set up the feet wide apart for a wide-legged fold. Now the legs can be fully extended. You could also keep a bend to the knees, or maybe you want to start off with a bend to the knees and then you can extend. And then just find a shape that feels relatively comfortable here. One option is to stay upright the whole time, but if you would like to fold, think about stretching all along the spine, all along the back body. So bring the chin in towards the chest, maybe start to round the neck, the upper back, maybe down into the mid and lower back as well. The head eventually might feel like it's hanging. You can also support yourself a little differently with the arms here. So maybe you want to bring props in and have the elbows on the props. If you're not using your bolster, you could do that as well. And then check in to see what this feels like. Maybe there's something that feels like it's pinching. Maybe it's something that you can go around even, or that you could make feel better by making an adjustment somehow with the feet or by adding that bend to the knees and generally avoiding any sensation of pain. And although we generally Try to avoid fidgeting within the shape. If there's something that you need to adjust at any point, you're welcome to do that. We're here for about 6 more breaths, but if you need to come out sooner or if you need to adjust anything, go for it. When you feel ready to come up, slowly, with the support of the hands, start to unravel the spine, lengthening and then lifting the head to stack on top. Pause here for a few breaths. Let your body adjust. If you feel at all lightheaded coming up, you're also welcome to bring the arms up overhead. Awesome. And then releasing the arms when you feel ready to. You can add a bend to the knees and bring the feet a little bit closer together, maybe to windshield wiper a few times, side to side. Awesome. And then we'll swing the legs back towards the front. You can have your prop over on the right-hand side. And then come onto the outside of that right leg. You can prop yourself down onto that right elbow. Setting up for a pose called cat pulling its tail, which I like the name of. We'll start off by having the right leg down towards the floor, and then left leg, take it across the body, and then have the leg mostly extended. And then you can check in here, see if you need a little more support for the leg. You could slide a bolster underneath. Also, having the leg extended adds some extra stretches here. So if this doesn't feel good for any reason, you're welcome to bend that knee also. I'm going to instruct how to come in and out using the right elbow. There is the option to come to recline eventually, so you'll see if you want to add that on after. But starting off, you're over here with the left leg extended, the right leg extended, leaning on the right elbow, however feels comfortable. And this is where we add a little extra twist element and also potentially a stretch for the bottom leg. So from here, you can bend the right knee, right foot towards the bum, and then reach down with the left hand to catch it. Now see what this feels like here. You can stay exactly here. You might start to turn the chest a little bit more towards the ceiling. And option, only if it feels good in your body, is to come to lie down and see if you can have both the shoulders towards the floor. And don't worry if the left shoulder's floating a little bit. So your version of the shape, whether you're reclined or not, find your breath here. Maybe close down the eyes. Awesome. When you're ready to come out, gently release the left foot first. And we'll come up the way we came in. So if you're on the right elbow, you can stay, otherwise make your way there. And then release the left leg, release the right leg, and maybe come up to a seat for a moment. And see, you can either choose stillness, maybe another windshield wiper here. Maybe there's something else that you need. You could take some gentle twists or side stretches and take the next couple breaths wherever you need to be. When you're ready, we'll set up the second side. So for this one, we'll come to lie down. The left side of the body now is on the floor, resting onto that left elbow. And starting off the same way, so left leg is extended. Now reach the right leg out in front. And then check in. Do you want to work with a bent knee? Do you want to work with a strap or with a bolster underneath the leg? So think about that. And then from here, maybe you'll bend the left knee. You can catch it with the right foot. And you can stay up on the elbow. You might start to turn the chest towards the ceiling a little bit. Or the option, if you did so on the first side, and if it feels good here as well, is to lower the spine down to the floor. Whatever you're choosing, find your expression. If you need to adjust at any point, you can. And last few deep breaths. Only when you feel ready to exit, you'll release that left foot, maybe roll towards the left, use the support of your arms, rebend the knee, and come up to find a seat to release any way you like. Twist, side stretches, windshield wiper. Awesome. And from here, as you're ready, you will lower down onto the back any way you like to get there. Our final pose is going to look like child's pose, but on the back. So you have the option of bringing your bolster in for this one if you like. You can lift the hips just enough that you can slide the bolster underneath your seat. You can adjust it a little bit. Think more bum area than spine. And then from here, hug the knees in towards the chest. And the arms can stay to the floor. If you want the extra support of wrapping the arms around the legs, then go for it. And take a moment to find the version of this that feels the most comfortable, the most grounding. Notice what's happening in the legs here. Notice if there's some tension somewhere. Would it feel more comfortable to let the knees slide a little further apart than keeping them together? Is it more comfortable to hold the knees a little higher, or maybe to wrap the arms a little closer to the ankles? Once you've found your expression, settle yourself in and close down the eyes if that feels okay. Let the body get heavy. Whatever's touching the floor grounds down. And gently bring your attention back to the space. If you have the arms wrapped around the legs, release them, and then slowly bring the feet down to the floor. We'll find a counter stretch. So from here, start to extend the legs long down the mat. Make sure that the prop is comfortable wherever it is. And if you like, you can take the arms long up the mat. Give yourself a full body stretch here. Point the toes, point the fingertips. Maybe wiggle the hips or the shoulders a little bit. And then rebending the knees, lifting the hips just enough to move your prop out of the way. And once the pelvis touches down, roll on to one side and pause for a couple of breaths. And then use the support of the hands coming up to find any comfortable seated expression. Use any of the props that you have around. And take a moment to lengthen the spine. Maybe collect the hands in at the heart. Maybe a bow of the chin towards the chest. And thank you for sharing your practice today. Namaste. Thank you for joining me for Yin practice today. And if you have any questions, please reach out and enjoy your evening.